What is the number one thing that I can do to lose weight quickly? Now let's go backwards to what I said a couple minutes ago, which is losing weight rapidly. The weight loss world, the weight loss industry is full of books and programs and specials and products and supplements that teach you how to lose weight. In fact, this is a $1 trillion industry that's only gotten more complicated and more, I would say, unethical over the course of time. The reason I say that is because weight loss is actually not that hard. It's not that difficult to understand from a biological perspective, but it can be difficult to implement, as we touched on before. Losing weight is literally a balance between how many calories you put into your body and how many calories you expend. And I know the weight loss world wants to complicate it and make it sound like it just can't possibly be a question of calories in versus calories out. It can't possibly be that simple. But biologically speaking, it is that simple. And so the goal is to try and get your calorie intake to be less than your calorie expenditure, and you create a calorie deficit. And if you can create that calorie deficit and you can maintain that calorie deficit, that will translate to weight loss. If you're trying to keep your body weight normal, then your energy intake and your energy expenditure must be approximately equal. And then if you're trying to gain weight, your energy intake has to be larger than your energy expenditure. And as a result of that, you will create, again, a calorie surplus, and that's going to help you gain weight. So what we're trying to do is create a calorie deficit because you want to lose weight. And I will say a couple of things about this. Number one, losing weight fast is not smart. I do not want you to lose weight fast for a couple of reasons. Like we talked about earlier, yo-yo dieting can happen all the time when you lose weight rapidly and then gain the weight rapidly again. Okay. Even if you're using a pharmaceutical agent like Ozempic, it's a GLP-1 receptor agonist that's going to help you lose weight, but stimulate weight loss without changing your habits. It's not a sustainable path in the long term. What I want you to do, rather than thinking about how can I lose weight quickly, is how can I change my habits so that I can naturally and consistently lose about 1 to 1.5 pounds per week and keep that going over the course of time. I want you to focus on habit change. I don't want you to worry about the number on your scale, because the number on your scale is a side effect of your lifestyle. So if you are eating foods that are lower in calorie density than you would find in the standard American diet, that's a great way of lowering your total energy intake. And what that means is that you're going to be eating foods that contain less calories per bite. And by doing that, you can get full relatively quickly. And as a result of that, you end up naturally taking on less calories than you thought you would. And that keeps you full so that you don't feel like you're hungry all the time. Number two, you must do this consistently. I don't want you to just eat calorie dilute foods today and then go out and eat a hamburger tomorrow and then fluctuate or say, you know what, today's my cheat day. I'm going to go eat a bunch of ice cream and a bunch of brownies because I've earned the ability to do that. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for success. You're going through a mental yo-yo that's going to translate into a biological yo-yo. And number three, movement. Movement is extremely helpful. Not only can movement help deplete your battery and get you to go to sleep at night like we talked about earlier, but movement is extremely helpful to increase your total energy expenditure. When you move your body on a daily basis, you are performing work using your muscles. And as a result of that, these muscles become very hungry. You are expending more calories than you would if you were just sitting on your butt. And as a result of that, your energy expenditure goes up, and that helps you create that calorie deficit. And by doing that, you can maintain that on a daily basis. And now that calorie deficit translates to weight loss over the long term. And finally, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is extremely powerful at stimulating an autophagic process, which is effectively a cellular recycling program. And it happens in all tissues simultaneously. In addition to that, when you perform intermittent fasting, it's a great way to reduce your calorie intake without even knowing it. It can get a little bit challenging to perform intermittent fasting the first week you're doing it, but after about 3 to 4 days, your brain responds to a periodic food intake. And as a result of that, it stops sending out hunger signals when food is not available. If you can do this and you can get used to an intermittent fasting regimen, that right there will help you lower your energy intake in combination with exercise, which will increase your energy expenditure. The combination of the two of those creates that calorie deficit we're looking for. You make that calorie deficit a consistent approach in your lifestyle. Weight loss will happen. It's biologically proven. This video was just a snippet of a much more in-depth discussion. Click on the link on the screen to check out the full-length episode. Now, the science behind health is overly complicated, unfortunately, but getting healthy doesn't have to be. Visit masteringdiabetes.org/start. Answer some questions about yourself and schedule a free consultation to talk with somebody on our team who's going to show you exactly how we've transformed the lives of thousands of people using the Mastering Diabetes method. We have a limited number of spots available, and that's why it's imperative to find a good fit. Again, visit masteringdiabetes.org/start to schedule a free zero commitment discovery call and start taking control of your health today.